Hello, hello, hello. Good morning, winners. How are you doing today? I'm sitting outside in my truck in sunny Florida, just kind of collecting my thoughts right now, getting my day in order. And the way I start my day is by positive affirmations. I say affirmations early in the morning when I first wake up. I give thanks to God in heaven for being alive, for waking me up, for having use of all my limbs, active access, having the right mindset, getting my mental focus and perspective so I can design the courses of my day. I can put out there positive energy, because what you put out, you bring back to you. You reap whatever you reap, you sow. Whatever you sow, you reap. Said that backwards. But I'm sitting here right now just kind of going over my day, structuring my day, and visualizing the things that I want to achieve in my day to day. Things I want to have, things I want to accomplish and pursue, and seeing them as already done. Whatever that might be, it's already done. So that's what I'm doing. And when you grasp your day, see, most people, they start their days off exactly the same. They wake up in the morning, they have their breakfast, they might take a shower, their coffee, their bagels in the morning, whatever, depending on what part of the country you're in, and they prepare for their work day, and they get in the car and they get this long commute and they fight traffic, and they're already fighting traffic, so they're already getting to somewhat of like a negative attitude before they even set foot in the office. They get to the office and they smile and they work around people they might not even like. They might not even like their job, but they go there anyway and do this day in, 5 days a week, 6 days a week, depending on if they're doing overtime, and they do this every single day. And when they step foot in the office on Monday, they look forward to hump day. Wednesday rolls around, they look forward to Friday. Friday comes, they're looking forward for the weekend, and they get off and they got the weekend. And before that, though, before they get to the weekend and they have to take that commute back home, they speed to get back home, or as quickly as they can, because they want to start their weekend as early as possible before they have to wake up Monday morning and do it all over again. Did you know that a study was done, and I think it was released by the American Heart Association, that most heart attacks that happen in the United States happen on Monday morning between the hours of 4 a.m. and 9 a.m. There's another part of that study that says between the hours of 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. But most heart attacks, and people who have their first heart attacks, happen on Monday morning between 4 a.m. and 9 a.m. More heart attacks than any other time in the world. I think the next highest heart attack was like on Saturdays, some other day. But the most heart attacks that happen, especially first time, on Monday mornings. Now think about that. You've gone through the weekend. Sunday's a relaxed day. You're preparing for the work week, but you're thinking ahead of time that now you got to go back to work. Now you got to go back to a job that you might not like, a job that you're hating. So now stress starts to build up in your body. You go to bed that night, and you go to bed in a stressful mindset, stressful state, and 4 o'clock in the morning, between 4 a.m. and 9 o'clock a.m., people having their first heart attacks because they're going to a job that they hate. Studies also showed about 80% of the people, 70 to 80% of the people, are working at a job that they can't stand. So when you look at the study based on that, the people who hate their jobs, and when most heart attacks happen, and you kind of look at that and you say, wow, people are very, very stressed out because they're going to jobs that they hate. That's not winning. The way that you win is you got to consciously design in your mind. You got to see things as you already want them to become, things that you already want to happen, even though you don't have any physical evidence as of yet. You got to visualize. See, your mind and your words write your life. See, whether you sit or not right now, that doesn't matter. You want to speak things into existence. You want to think your way into existence and set the tone, because studies always show, I'm using a lot of science here. You can Google this on your own. But what you think in your mind, what you visualize, and what you emotionally attach yourself to, you got emotional energy going behind that, you start to attract those things into your life. You start to bring more of that into your life sooner or later. Sometimes things happen instantly. Think about this for a second. How many times have you been thinking about maybe a friend or a relative you haven't seen in a while? You're thinking about this, and all of a sudden the telephone rings, and it's your friend or that family member you were thinking of the whole time. Wow, I was just thinking about you, and it just popped up and happened to call. Think about that. Think about how many times that has actually happened. That's not a coincidence. See, thoughts are energy. Everything that you see around you, if you look around you, the car you're in, if you're inside a house or inside a business, a building right now, everything you see was created by somebody's thoughts. They first had an image in their mind. They visualized it. They saw it. They believed it was possible. Went out there and created it. The chair you're sitting in was designed by somebody's thought. Somebody thought about that first. They saw an image in their mind first, and now it's a reality. It's a hard reality that you're sitting on. See, your thoughts create your life, and your words help shape your life. So when you think something, you speak it, and you start to act on that, you start to attract those things, all those necessary resources that you need to make whatever you think about manifest in your life. So you got to be very careful about what you're thinking about. If you're thinking about stressful things all the time, guess what? You're going to bring more stress in your life in different forms. It might be a neighbor that gives you a lot of stress. It might be somebody at your work, at your job, gives you a lot of stress. So if you're thinking about something positive, something about joy, having more positive joy, have more time, more income, whatever it is, sooner or later you're going to manifest, bring those things into your life. It may not come the way you want it to come, but it's going to come in some form because you're already putting that energy out there. And like attracts like. See, birds of a feather flocks together, just like thoughts. Thoughts of a feather, thoughts that are of the same energy, the same vibration, attracts other thoughts, other things on that same level. Sooner or later, you're going to see it in your life. You might forget about it. You might not remember or realize that this is what you thought up. But then when you start to notice things, wow, you know what? I was just thinking about this. Wow, this is amazing. 3 days ago, I was just thinking about this. Wow, this happened just the way I thought it up. And you're going to realize that you are actually shaping your life, taking control of your thought life. So when you learn to pay attention to these little things that you think are coincidences that are really not, because you're causing it to manifest in your life, now you can start to shape your life, shape your reality more of the way that you want and start to win. The way that you win is by being aware. When you're aware and you realize the power that you have, the mental power and the speaking things into existence, and you start to see the fruit from those things start to come, it may take some time, it may happen fast. When you start to see the fruit from what you've been thinking about and speaking about start to really manifest, now you're in position to win. Now you're in position to control your life and shape it any way you want. And you make that a practice, just like anything else. The more you practice something, the more you do something, the better you get at it. The easier it becomes. Now it becomes second nature. Just like tying your shoelaces for the first time. When you were a child, you didn't know how to tie any shoes. And when you started tying your shoes, you tied it into a couple of knots. Got a little frustrated, but guess what? You didn't quit. You didn't give up. You kept doing it, kept tying those shoelaces, and now you're a pro. Now you can tie your shoes, chewing gum, watching television, listening to the radio, bopping to some music, shaking your head, with your eyes closed. And when you practice this, become aware of the thoughts you're thinking, the words you're speaking, and on purpose, you're on purposely speaking and visualizing and seeing things you want to manifest in your life, and these things start to appear. Now you can practice. Just practice every single day. Get into that same emotional state, that same joyful, grateful, that spirit of gratitude, emotional state, putting out positive, grateful energy and start to attract those things in your life. Now you're winning. That's how you win. And make that a daily practice, a daily habit, and watch how your life, your income, your circumstances start to change. So be careful what you say, be careful what you think, because you will produce, you will have what you speak. You will manifest it and bring it to your life. Thank you for watching. The presence of God in me, bless the presence of God in you. Till next time, let's keep it moving. Have a blessed day. Because all we do is win.